Okay, so I'm Ben Hancock, Managing Director of a family-run company in its 42nd year now, called Oscar Acoustics. We specialise in spray-applied architectural acoustic finishes with a range of 5, from industrially textured to the smoothest acoustic plaster available, and everything in between. The photos you'll see are sort of a range of everything. In the background, just above me here, that's Gensler's headquarters in London, and they use the Spray K13 Special, which is kind of the second most textured finish. So, to explain my title, Health, Wellbeing and Space Versatility, the key to the saleable workspace of the future. As much as I'd prefer never to mention COVID-19 again, it's going to affect the way we do things for this foreseeable future, and we would be short-sighted not to react. Before COVID-19 pandemic, millions of us lived the 9-to-5 lifestyle, working in the office, all happy. Numerous bullish commentators prophesied the end of the office, yet recent media stories look more nuanced. Many are tired of the endless Zoom calls, the difficulties remote working poses for collaboration on tasks, and the wider margin for misinterpretation through reliance on email or chat. They're longing for the unstructured face-to-face conversation or gossip, baking competition, social events, and just a change of scenery. Many are also suffering with home working related issues, as Ben touched on, like a workspace that was not designed for its current use. For those not able to have a dedicated workstation due to cost or space, dining and coffee tables rarely give you the required ergonomics of their usual workspace, resulting in physical problems. According to a global study by Lenovo, 71% complain of new or worsening aches, pains while working remotely due to COVID-19, including back pain, neck pain, poor posture, headaches, difficulty sleeping, and eye strain. Likewise, worrying numbers are suffering with isolation-related mental health issues and not having a clear home-work divide with both time and location. As a result, they were keen to get back to the workplace, providing their employer could satisfy their concerns with COVID safety measures. That said, they were not looking forward to the lengthy commutes on crowded public transport, or having difficulty concentrating due to excessively noisy workplace with no or insufficient acoustic treatment. It's clear that offices are going to have to be different post-COVID. For many businesses, their employees are keen for a blended arrangement with time at home and in the office. In fact, 3/4 of adults who are able to work from home remotely would like to do so at least once a week, once the pandemic's under control. So with so many businesses struggling financially though, or just finding things are running well enough considering the huge saving on office overheads, this will invariably have a negative impact on building vacancy rates. With more office space empty, landlords are going to be competing for a smaller number of potential tenants, so the space needs to be as saleable as possible, and acoustics can play a big part in this. Those who've seen me present before may be aware of our Oscar Acoustics big workplace noise survey, where we polled 2,000 UK employees across a range of different sectors. With regards to the effect excessive noise had on their mental well-being and the serious unknown health issues that it can cause, like tinnitus, sleep disturbance, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, adverse birth outcomes, and cognitive impairment in children. So having discussed that recently at the RIBA offices webinar early in the year, I won't go into much detail about that, but you're able to see this again on the Oscar Acoustics YouTube channel. You can also find a summary of the findings on our website and LinkedIn blogs. And we're also probably going to release the entire survey spreadsheet as well. It's some really interesting stuff there. Sorry to Ruth here for the still. I found it actually impossible to get a still of a moving image, and both people look okay in here. So ways acoustic finishes can assist. Firstly, have an acoustic product installed throughout during the Cat A build. The SonaSpray range enables you to treat the original concrete slab, metal profile, rib deck or plasterboard with a through coloured decorative coating, giving you the maximum ceiling height and a sense of space. It's also extremely easy to do local hand repairs. A tennis ball sized piece of damage caused by a piece of conduit going up could be repaired in sort of around about a minute, invisibly as well. So it makes it a more pleasant and relaxing place in which to spend your working life. On a recent project in Glasgow, we were able to complete the spraying of an 8,000 square metre building in just under 6 weeks using multiple teams. The client loves it, and we're due to spray 2 more of their buildings early next year, one of which is 15,000 square metres and the other one's about the same as the one we've just done. Secondly, have an acoustic system in place that allows complete flexibility for the Cat B configuration and reconfiguration. These pod-like structures can be built and dismantled without affecting the SonaSpray above, allowing for reconfiguration when required, something we may see more of as we progress through the pandemic. Had a mesh top been used on this pod instead of a solid one, these pods would also have benefited from the acoustic performance of the SonaSpray above. As time goes on and more people want to return to the workplace, having a flexible workspace in which to easily reconfigure without repairs or ceiling grid alteration and tile replacement is invaluable. The same applies for companies designing their Cat B project from scratch. Just because this spaced out configuration is what's required at the moment doesn't mean it's going to be like it forever, we hope. So complete flexibility is key. The emissions of the products used in the build are also increasingly important, with more certification systems dedicating an entire section to it. So our SonaSpray range achieves the following for being classed as a low emitting building material, something very important in the Wellbeing standard, which is gaining popularity. So it's M1 classified as a low emitting building material, which is the best achievable. It's compliant with the California Department of Health, Green Guard Gold certified for indoor air quality, the BREEAM rating as well, Environmental Product Declaration, which is ISO 14025, and also the LEED version as well. And as I do like to mention from time to time, SonaSpray was used by Delos, the company that founded the Wellbeing standard throughout their new HQ. The architects Gensler recommending the product to the client's specification team for its perfect fit with Well's building standard. And as you'd expect, this building is built to the very highest standard of Well and to achieve LEED V4 Platinum and Living Building Challenge certification. But this isn't enough in the modern world. A product must also boast environmental credentials, impressive environmental credentials. SonaSpray architectural acoustic finishes are high-grade recycled cellulose paper and specialist water-based adhesives, treated to achieve a Class O and B-S1D0 fire rating, providing a significant benefits over the new approved Document B requirements, providing little to no smoke and absolutely no droplets, assisting in the safe escape of occupants. The SonaSpray range contributes towards many sustainable design certifications and systems, standards including BREEAM, LEED, SCAR, Living Building Challenge and Passive House. To complete the environmental set and make SonaSpray the ultimate building material, Oscar Acoustics are currently going through the ISO 14001 accreditation process, which should be complete this month. But as a wise frog once says, it's not easy being green. The process has been eye-opening and it will require commitment from all our staff. but all very worth it because it will enable one of our customers to gain an extra 5 BREEAM points towards their outstanding target. The range can also effectively lower the carbon footprint of a building by sequestering rich stores of carbon for the life of the structure or application, which is ideal for large companies trying to tackle their carbon footprint. JLL, environmentally, is another way in which vacancy rates can be reduced. This year, pre-COVID, JLL released a paper entitled Impact of Sustainability on Value, which highlights green offices are more likely to bring in a rent premium and less likely to sit empty. Buildings with BREEAM Very Good or higher certifications saw a rental premium of 8%. London developments with BREEAM Outstanding or Excellent ratings experienced vacancy rates of just 7% within 24 months of completion, in comparison to those rated Very Good, which recorded vacancy rates of 20%. I suggest that's going to be very different now. JLL's UK Head of Sustainability, Sophie Walker, said, the first developers to undertake the task will reap the rewards of high levels of demand and intrinsic high performance of their product. This opportunity to provide sustainability as a point of differentiation and to appeal to forward-thinking occupiers will really play out over the next decade. So with COVID-19 having changed our world so dramatically and so quickly, it's all the more important to stand out from the crowd with low-emitting building materials and carbon offsetting premises. And in years to come, when things start to settle down again, your flexible workspace will enable you to reconfigure with a minimum disruption. Unless you're all enjoying working from home, that is. So thank you very much for listening. If you'd like to know the full results of the workplace survey I mentioned, please either send me a LinkedIn invite to view our blogs, or you can find them on our website. You can follow us on Instagram, where we regularly post beautiful professional images of our work, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you'll find some great videos, including the new company video that we're very proud of. Many thanks.
Thanks very much, Ben. I hope in the interests of egalitarianism that next time you post a screenshot, we can have one of me looking wonderful and you looking awful. I think that's...
I wasn't happy with mine either. So, yeah.
We've had a couple of questions, and I think there's one about fire, which I think you answered before it was asked. Also, there's a question about how you remove it at the end of the material, at the end of the lifespan of the building, and is it possible to recycle it? So I'll just punt that to you.
Okay, so removing it, yes, it's possible. It can be scraped off the surface. Whilst it's fairly tough to damage because it's a little bit spongy, actually with a scraper you can scrape it off fairly easily, which will then leave a bit of a residue. But if you then damp it, that residue wipes off very easily. If you've got a flat ceiling, which is concrete, you can actually use one of the flex drywall sanders with a coarse grit disc that takes it straight off very easy. Fire, mentioned that, yes, extremely good in a fire. We've got testing on our YouTube channel showing that that actually where glass fibre is in a fire test alongside sauna spray, the glass fibre is starting to shower down about 700 to 800 degrees, whilst the sauna spray is still in place at nearing on 1,000 degrees and beyond. So for recycled paper, it's extremely impressive in a fire. The other question was recycling. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is possible to recycle. It's made of recycled paper anyway, as I say, but you just need to speak to your local authority on recycling and their rules. But yes, not a problem.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed.